Hey guys, welcome to Brickstars. In today's video, we're looking at the new Series 10 from the Bricklink Designer Program. We've done these kind of videos in the past where we've looked at previous series. In this video, we just received the full list of the Bricklink Designer Program sets for Series 10. There's a lot of them, so I've got this set to 48 per page, and we've got 13 pages worth. So what I really want to do in this video is just kind of go through these sets, not all of them, just ones that catch my eye at first glance, and kind of do a general look at everything that's been issued for crowd support, which will run from February 9th to February 20th. And then the final designs are announced March 19th. So somewhere in that period, we'll also eventually release a video of our top 10 sets when we have a more detailed look. But again, I haven't looked through any of these right now. This just released maybe half hour ago from the time of me recording this. So let's kick it off. Again, I'm just going to be picking ones that stick out. It's very likely that I'm going to miss a lot of great sets, so please don't take offense if I glance past yours. But yeah, let's see how many we can get through and not have a 10-hour long video. So the first one here, Adventurers Guild by Brick Artisan 19. Well, this is right up our alley, right? So this is kind of a medieval town on steroids almost. I do think that this would integrate well with the medieval town. It's not too detailed, but a little bit more detailed than what we see there. And I do love kind of the shape here. It's not a straight street. There's some, 3D, if you will, dimension to it. Some of those curves and angles. I think that's really awesome. And just the color of the buildings, the different techniques and rock work and everything. Top notch stuff. Yeah, I think castle sets like this are always welcome in my opinion. And you can see they've kind of mixed in the minifigures in almost a bit more fantasy like in nature. Again, just with how many sets there are, I can't go through all the descriptions in this video, but I will be doing that as I try and pick my top 10 sets eventually. So farm roof repair, this one looks pretty interesting. I like the build on the truck here. Yeah, this one looks familiar by High Peak Brick. It is possible I've seen this one before or a similar version of it. But this is literally what I imagine kind of the American farm life looking like. They've got the little windmill here, red barn, bit of a workshop in there, stables. Oh, that's cool with their own like logo sticker. And I love these trucks with the flatbed and the wood on the sides. So yeah, very neat build and something that we haven't seen get chosen a lot in the past, this type of style. So it would be cool to see a set like that. Well, Bricksterdam City, this one for sure jumps out by Doc Louis Jones, 4,000 parts right on the dot. And well, if this doesn't look like Amsterdam, I don't know what does. This is fantastic. Nice little street here, tons of action going on. Lots of little scenes there. Huge set that I think would tie in very nicely with a lot of modular streets and cities. And it's kind of tough to tell here, but it almost looks like a lot of these buildings have an angle to them. Maybe that's just the way it's rendered. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, great detail on the facades, on the interiors. Lots of stories going on here. Again, I'm just quickly glancing through these and I can tell the designer put a lot of thought into this set. So between the little cart and the little kind of canal boat there, yeah, great job on Bricksterdam City. Moving things along, well, how can I not jump to the Wolfpack? It seems like I'm clicking most of these. I'm going to try and be more choosy perhaps, but interesting. Despite looking like the Wolfpack, John O'Ghost has actually given us what looks to be a Kraken Knights tower. Very reminiscent of the Wolfpack, and maybe they do mention that here. Maybe the Kraken Knights took over, but yeah, and we get the Serpent Knight. This is kind of funny with a little duck. They're bathing. Oh, they've got some hot springs underneath, it seems. Lots of details. Beautiful building technique. I think the black and gray really looks nice here, and I like that it's not too much black where some of the details are lost. They've mixed in some stonework, some nice colors with the leaves, a nice banner there for the Kraken Knights. So yeah, looking forward to looking at this one in more detail. And moving things along, Super Skate Park. Ooh, Medieval Tournament. Well, it's tough not to be biased in these type of videos. If you followed our page, you know Western and Castle is what we mostly look at. And this Medieval Tournament by Distracted Builder is phenomenal. This almost looks like a modernized remake of a classic Lego set. And it might say that in the description, but again, I'm just quickly looking at these. Honestly, I think this is fantastic. Between the different colors here, the building techniques here with the banners, I love how bold the red and yellow are, and then we've got the tents of the individual factions with the Serpent Knights, the Horse Knights. There's a little bit of a snack stand there, a medieval snack stand. Wow, this is, you know, early prediction for one that I would love to see get chosen. So great work there. Holy, again, 500 sets. How does one choose? How does one stop and look at the sets? Brickhammer never disappoints. The Driftwood Keep. This is a Kraken castle, Kraken Knight themed castle, and I think this one was submitted in a previous wave, so fingers crossed that it does get selected here. I don't think you can get much better of a castle set than this, between, you know, a little bit of a dock, the stairs, the different angles. Yeah, amazing techniques, and just under the 4,000 part limit, so they've maximized the part usage. And look at how many Kraken Knights you get. That's why I've kind of held off on purchasing a lot of these guys on Pick-a-Brick, because I'm confident a set like this will probably get chosen, and that's how I'll get a lot of my minifigures. But yeah, and hopefully it's this one, so good luck to Brickhammer there. We've got some chess sets, another interesting boat, lots of trains. I haven't gone through ones in detail yet. I'll have to make sure to do that. Some interesting city stuff. This one looks neat. Let's take a look. Whale Watching Voyage. This definitely gives me BC, Vancouver, Victoria vibes for those in Canada. Obviously these are whales, not necessarily orcas, but humpback whales. Great build on that. And I actually think it looks good, even compared to like the molded whale from the Arctic lineup. I think this looks really cool. The boat's nice, and I like the colors between the black, the white, the navy. And again, I like sets also that, you know, the size is under 1,000 parts. Amazing. So you can kind of get, you know, more affordable sets. Not everything does have to be a 4,000 part set. So good job to Peace on Earth on that one. And billboard sign. Ooh, I like that truck build there. Dynamic outpost, Santa's village, the moon. That's a neat build. This isn't normally our type of set. Sharky Bricks BL here, but very creative and very cool looking. Definitely for those who collect Lego art pieces. This one looks fantastic, and I like that they've got kind of a little minifigure display there on the bottom, so some 3D elements to it as well. Very cool. Haven't really seen things like this, so yeah, nice job on that one. Space Diner. What do we have? More castle stuff, spaceships. Okay, here we go. Western, the first Western one that we've looked at so far. This is by Gareth Builds, the Post Office and Stagecoach. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, kind of a modernized version almost of the Lone Ranger style sets, but I think it would tie in very nicely. Again, I like the size of this building. It's very true to kind of the original Lego Western lineup where the buildings were a bit smaller, and I don't mind that. If you're building a Western town as a display, sometimes it throws things off if you've got some buildings that look too small and then other newer ones that are very big. So this one kind of has that working for it, and great job with the minifigures as much as one can make them look westernized. And look at all the details there between this big clock, this the thing for the horses. And we get a couple horses in this set as well. So at under 1,000 parts, wow, this would be a great one also to make it through. So looking forward to that. Some more interesting builds here. Ooh, medieval tournament. Looks like there's going to be a tournament amongst these joust sets. Both great looking sets. Wow. We'll definitely have to take a deeper dive to see which one kind of takes our fancy, but I do like these tent designs right off the bat. Haven't seen this a whole lot, where they kind of have this doorway built out, a little archery practice range. Also beautiful colors. That red and gold looks great there. And kind of, yeah, interesting way to build banners. Customize things a little bit with some custom bardings as well. So yeah, neat build there by Hello Zol. So another tournament build. And moving things along, Dwarf Stronghold. Oh man, if they made this, it would be great, but maybe it's kind of like Lord of the Rings ish. This one by Arcellus. Very neat build. I like the colors anytime kind of sand green makes an appearance. And look at this interesting detail with the gold rings. So for sure, you know, these dwarves have a lot of gold hidden away somewhere. Yeah, very Lord of the Rings-ish to me. So even the dragon here, and maybe that is the intent. But yeah, cool looking build. All right, page 2. So you can see, like I said, there's a lot of sets, guys. Again, I apologize. Doing a quick crash course of what's out there. Here's a neat looking modular style one. Matcha and Yoga House, very kind of Parisian, French looking to me. This would tie in, I think, nicely with any city, really. I like the balconies here, a little bit of the flowers. I'm sure there's a ton of details inside. Oh, that's kind of cool. A scaffold where they're repairing the building. A nice little technique. And the roof looks great. Yeah, what's not to love? Like sets like this. Almost wish the modular series would kind of do stuff like that as well. So yeah, great work by Owen87 there. And keeping things going, Coastal Base, that one looks pretty good. We'll have to come back to that one. A little kiosk, science kit, sandwich club, more trains, Stonespire Castle. Okay, this looks to be like a Griffin Knights castle, and it is. I love it. I love the color, the dark red roofs that tie in with the faction perfectly. I think I have seen this one before too by Brick Dude 8. Very possible it was in a previous series. It does look familiar. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of these type of castle sets that seem to make it. So to get one for the Griffinites, I think would be a welcome addition, the Stonespire Citadel. And moving things along, Deep Forest Headquarters. How can I skip over the Forestmen? Look at this. Wow, very different than kind of stuff we've seen before with this angled tower. This one looks like it has a lot of parts. Yeah, 26. I thought it would have had more, honestly. They've done a great job. This is a cool build, especially since it's not too huge. It's very detailed and compact, very refined, and it looks like it would be a very fun build, honestly. So this one by PK underscore. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of story here. I'll have to evaluate in detail. But Deep Forest Headquarters, that's a neat looking set. And moving things along, Empire Station, that one looks neat. Mini restaurant. Okay, more Western stuff. Well, Western and Castle, I mean, the barber and photographer, that's neat. And I do, again, this size is kind of in between, not as small as the previous one, but not as big as some other ones, and it looks amazing. I love this tree. This is what I think of when I think of kind of those dry Western climates, Western movies. There's always a tree like that. The landscape's perfect. Yeah, this designer, Charlie Brick, did a great job here, kind of building that siding out, and the two buildings are different, but they integrate nicely. Lots of details on the interior as well. Honestly, designers have taken it to the next level between all the little details that they put in, and this one actually looks like they've built the set out in real life as well, so that's awesome. No, great job. More Western is always welcome. This one's actually kind of cool, Paradisa. So this is a throwback to a Lego theme that we kind of grew up with, and they've done a great job here. This ice cream van looks great, the beach looks great, the minifigures. Honestly, if Paradisa was brought back and modernized, this is what I'd expect Lego to issue. So I could see them choosing this one perhaps, or you know, this one would almost work good as an ideas one, because maybe they'd tweak it a bit and give us some new elements. But great job by F. Turini. This is neat to see Paradisa come back like that. Moving things along, trains, castles. What is this? Kind of reminds me of the Emerald Knight. This is French 241 mountain locomotive by Munchkatsu. You know, we've got one of my friends, he's big into trains. I know he would love something like this. The build looks amazing. The details look amazing. 2,000 parts. The dark green, very welcome in the train world. So yeah, no, great looking train set there. And here we go. Adventures in Egypt. One of our favorite theme, the Adventurers. This is obviously a modernization of the Adventurers lineup, but we get some key elements like the bi-wing plane. This vehicle looks amazing, and kind of an updated, modernized version of this Sphinx. So that looks great, honestly. Everything from the landscape to the build. My favorite thing is probably this car, and honestly, I may have to steal some of these building techniques. I think this just looks very, very cool. Even the plane looks great. A big kind of scorpion there, and some characters. Obviously, if we had unique characters, it would be better. And there's some play features. It can slide, it can move. 2,000 parts. I love it. I love it. Would love to see this one get picked. Oh man, so many good stuff. Honestly, lots of great designs this round. This is going to be tricky. We're only on page 3 out of 13, and already I think we've seen some amazing designs. Snowstorm Inn. This one I think we've seen in the past. Maybe not. By Yasker 2024. Very detailed build. I love the snow. Yeah, maybe I have seen it before. This would tie in perfectly with my collection, so I'm inclined to definitely vote for this one. But I love, again, the angles, the tree, the snow. It's something a bit different than a lot of the other castle stuff that we've seen. So great job on that one. Medieval port city, lots of castle stuff. So we know castle is going to be a popular theme. Always is. Some Viking stuff, pirate stuff. Lots to choose from here. The Wizard's Tower, I think we've seen that one before. It looks like they've made some updates. I'm gonna have to take a detailed look at that. Ooh, pirate fans. Pirate Galleon Revenant, Super Minister. Wow, talk about a huge pirate ship. This is epic looking, honestly. Kind of like the Redbeard's, Brickbeard's vessel, but updated. Yeah, we don't get enough pirate ships, honestly. I think pirates should just come back as a full wave, but brick built sails, generally I prefer the cloth, but I think they've done a good job here, especially having to build the skull and crossbows on a couple different sails. Yeah, no, looks really cool. Great job on that one. The King's Carriage. This one, the Royal Convoy. I like this. Very kind of original Lego castle-ish. Neat little statue build there. We've got King's Carriage and lots of horses in this set. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wish, hopefully. But the build itself is smaller, so we're at 1,200 parts, not crazy. I like it. I think something like this would be nice to get kind of a mid-sized castle set with more wagons and play elements than just a static castle. But you do get some interesting builds here. This outpost, this fountain, a blacksmith thing. So yeah, great job. It's just a name. This is cool and different. So I think that looks great. What do we got? Seaside Villa. That one looks intriguing. Flush. Trader's Wagon. The Fortress. Krakenites. Yep. I knew Krakenites would be popular. Like I said, there's some more. Here's another Pirates one. Let's see. Bay of Plenty by Bricking Pepe. Yeah, I'd love to add this to my Eldorado display. I like how open it is here in the middle. The stairs, the colors, the roof. Oh, watch out, the shark. Yeah, this is a fantastic looking build. And, neat building technique there for a pirate flag. So, yeah, I mean, what's not to love? Great job on a pirate build there. Moving things along, we're on page 4. For those of you that are still with us, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys have gone through the list yourselves. What is this? Ambush. Well, another castle one that's kind of scattered in a couple different spots. Neat build, kind of some ruins, some trees. This definitely would probably be a pretty fun play set, for a kid to build and play with. I can definitely see the set's ability to kind of move a lot of these modules into different areas and do your own thing, and just kind of have epic castle medieval battle scenes. So neat job there by Bricky Bricks 82. Something different. So yeah, a lot of designers, pushing the envelope with some different designs, something trying to be unique, and get picked. Something like this, I don't think we've seen in a while. A space cafe, we've seen the diner. Space is generally, I'd say, kind of been overlooked in the past, but this would be a cool one. It's kind of space and real life. It's a space themed diner, and it looks fantastic between the different building techniques. Like, look how fun that looks. A little ode to vintage Lego sets. Stud invaders. You can tell this designer, Rockin' Bricks 31, put a lot of effort into this, going all out. The car looks really cool. The design, honestly, everything is top notch. So this is a really cool set. Even the sign looks great. I love it. I love it. Captain's Retreat by One-Eyed Christos. Haven't seen a palm tree quite like this. I think the colors here look great. The beach, the splashing water, the fire. And again, I love sets that are in this size range. So, you're under 2,000 parts. You're making a mid-size set. It's going to be more affordable, but it looks great. Beautiful design, beautiful display piece. I love the colors of the build, the dock. Everything just looks fantastic, honestly. And it's, it's not really piratey, but it could work pirate modern day, so it's kind of has that going for it. So great job on that set. Ooh, another space set. Honestly, I love stuff like this. If I could kind of expand my collection and get into space, I would, but just between storage and budget and everything, you kind of have to draw the line somewhere. But JJT 1982 1982, very cool looking space base. I love the colors, white, orange, black. Kind of, for me, I think that's, you know, stands out as a very neat kind of space color scheme. So look at that, tons of different areas, play features, different vehicles. Like, these are the type of sets that, you know, if you're buying Lego for a kid or something, like, the amount of fun that they could have building and playing with this is infinite, really. So Botanica Orbita, a research lab, great job on that one. Moving things along. Ooh, Medieval Village. Anytime you're named Medieval Village, you're going to catch our eye. Very reminiscent of Lego's Medieval Town, but different, you know. A welcome addition. I like the little kind of stands here, a statue in front. Yeah, great set overall. I mean, this is one that would be a welcome addition to our collection, especially I like this. They've kind of designed their own shields in there, so oh, that looks awesome. Moving on, Brixton High. Oh man, we've got a lot to get through. I'm gonna have a long night looking through all of these to try and pick out my top 10 for the next video, and I think that's gonna be next to impossible, with so many great sets. This one, Alpine Valley Woodshop, that one looks great. Windmill, Orc Settlement. Oh man, I love all of these Captain, more kind of piratey themed ones. Here's one we've seen before by Marker Mommy, the Scarlet Bastion Castle. That's a great looking set. I'm sure that'll make my top 10 video. And the Orcs Village, I've seen that one before as well. That's a great build. Oh man, here's one that's kind of different. The Cloudbreaker by Spooky Scary, a bit of a steampunk vibe going on for it. And yeah, lots of castle, more space. That's really cool looking. I'm trying to be a bit more selective just in the interest of time and getting through everything. So okay, Kraken, Pirates of the Kraken Cove. Here we go, mixing castle and pirates. Crazy building techniques with the different angles and slopes and roof and trees. The Kraken here on the door. I want to say Bricthiosaur. I want to say this was in a previous wave, but I don't quite remember this. I vaguely remember a squid built like this. Nonetheless, though, best of luck in this series 10. Oh, I do really like this too. This kind of curved build here. That's neat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a deep look into this one. There's a ton of stuff going on. So Pirates of the Kraken Cove, great looking build. Crimson Isle, of course, big beautiful set. Sunken Tower, ooh, that's going to be an interesting one to see. Fright Nights making a return. That one also I'll probably have to do a deep dive in. I'm sure there's a lot going on there. And Plunder Port, Jungle Planet, kind of a neat concept, something a bit different. Some more Santa themed stuff. Rubber Duck Fountain, you get a lot of rubber ducks. Wow. Medieval Storm. The White Mare Watch by Marker Mommy. Wow. I think I saw it on Instagram. What was it? One of the towers, the top of it, and I was trying to imagine what the build would look like, but this is fantastic. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like the perfect castle balance between the walls, the moat, the towers, the colors. If I was to build a castle for the White Horse Knights, this is kind of what I imagine it would look like. And you know, not using gray is nice. Like something different, and yeah, so unique take with the white bricks, but it looks great. No, Honestly, great job, Marker Mommy. Hopefully that one gets selected. I think we're just passing the halfway point here, and we've got some more pirate stuff. Jungle base. Ooh, that one almost could be modern day, could be modded to adventurous. Kind of reminds me of like a movie scene. Neat build. I love this little tower and the thatched roof there, and nice base plates, kind of, you know, little different angles. Clothes drying there. Oh no, what have the monkeys done? Yeah, this is a neat one by Daniel Bradley. So yeah, you see how that integrates into there. That's really great. Yeah, the jungle base. Neat looking set. Something different. Oh man, Bandit Hideout, Broister Broadside's Guardhouse. So this one I think I saw on Instagram. Let's look at that one first. Modernized take, I think, on a classic pirate set. You know, looks great. Modern building techniques. Something that I would probably build myself too. I love doing stuff like this. Kind of taking a classic set and modernizing it, and they've done a fantastic job. That's my first mock_hun. Beautiful build. Nice looking logo too. And then this one, the Bandit Hideout. Wow. Ooh, yeah, this is, you know, Western. You get a mine, you get, you know, rock faces, tons of bandits. Yeah, this is cool. You know, there's a little hidden area underneath. So this is by Bro Design. We haven't seen Western quite like this. We've gotten Western buildings, train sets, but to get a bandit hideout would be awesome as well. Oh, look at that. Studios kind of remade, modernized. That's neat. I grew up with the Studios theme, so that's cool to see. Diamond Rock, Hydra. Yes. Yeah, lots of great okay. The Garage. The Old Garage by Bricky Bricks 82. Fantastic. Beautiful build. Vintage cars. I think I've seen this before. I love the tow truck build. I love the color. I love the build. Everything about it. I think this is an era that LEGO hasn't really explored a ton. And I think to do a city wave in this area would be welcome. Not everything has to be modern. I think it'd be a great opportunity for LEGO, and I think some of these vehicles would be perfect for that. And the build overall is fantastic. Would love to tie this in to my city. So great job, Bricky Bricks 82. Moving along, lots of good stuff. A lot of repeat designs. I've seen people trying again. Obviously 500 designs, 5 make it through. You know, they can't all be winners, but they're all great designs. Like, look at the Graviton Nomad by Vangelis Bricks. The colors, the build, great looking set. And, you know, under 2,000 parts, again, it's going to be more reasonably priced. And it can kind of tie into any space faction if you wanted to do that. So I think that really looks great. There's some interesting features there. I love kind of these piping and mechanics of it, make it look more, you know, realistic. So very interesting build. And again, the colors too, you don't see this often, where you get red, light blue, yellow, black. Great job on that build. Moving on, page 10, Cyberpunk. Ooh, that's neat. Space truck. What's this? Polar Observatory. Yeah, different. This is almost like city sci-fi. I don't really know how to describe this, but it's cool. Yeah, kind of dark, gloomy, interesting. Nova Polaris. So this is Polar Observatory by Pepe Frost. Cool build. Again, props to the designers. Anytime we see something different like that, I love it. Another medieval tournament. I could probably just film a video of medieval tournaments, considering this is what, the third one now, by Marker Mommy. Amazing, amazing, amazing build. The side houses, the roof, the tents. Yeah, what a joy. What a joy it would be to build this, and even to look at these photos, it's fantastic. So the different colors, the woodwork, the Macromami, I've seen their stuff a lot in the past. They've really kind of perfected, I would say, designing Bricklink designer sets. The right amount of detail, beautiful building techniques, color balance. They've got it all. So really top-notch stuff by that designer. So yeah, good luck with this one. Holy, lots. Ancient temple, haven't seen a whole lot of stuff like that. Sunset Hotel, I talked about Paradisa before. That could be another Paradisa type set that makes it through. Shipwrecks and scavengers, more pirate stuff. Interesting little cardinal build there. Temple of Nine Caves. This kind of gives me Adventurers Orient Expedition vibes, Monkey Kid vibes. Neat build, neat looking temple. I love how it kind of comes up on over the rocks. Some interesting paintings there. And this designer, again, Doc Louis Jones. I think we saw another build of theirs earlier. Yeah, very cool. I like that, actually, that ship, that fishnet there. That's a cool building technique. Yeah, great work. A little bit of a dragon there. Yeah, another unique theme. Again, props to that. What do we have here? The Last Outpost Castle. Another Kraken one. Ooh, Wild West Fort. Well, Fort Ligurito 2.0 looks great. Kept the red roofs. A nice little sign there. Bellu 33. Similar size too. Maybe a bit bigger. Modernized. Lots of interior details. I mean, as a Wild West fort, this really has it all. And so just under 4,000 parts. Yeah, you need them between, because these are all, looks to be brick built walls, not those masonry panels. Look at the amount of barrels there. Crazy build. I like the building technique on the cactus too. That's great. So awesome job on that one. Bandit Ambush. Let's take a look at that. Ziso Bricks. Kind of a camp. They've got their own faction they've made there. Crows. Big tree. Beautiful looking tree design. I like how the roots kind of come up over the castle, and you pull the pin, the trees drop. So there's some play features in there. A neat build. Yeah, I think, cool looking logo. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, more castle. Let's bring it on. Getting near the end here. Interesting eagle build. Alien. Farm store. That's a cute looking build. Here we go. Forstman. Modernized Forstman crossing set. That's cool to see. Yeah, amazing builds. Orc towers, I like stuff like that. The Dragon Spire, another big castle build, but different. Griffin Knights. We do need a Griffin Knights castle, so this one by Thunder Deer could be the one. Very similar in size and scale to the Lion Knights castle, which I like. So if you've got them on display, they tie in nicely. And some interesting rock building techniques. I like these kind of almost gargoyles, goat heads, if you will. Great job on that one. And of course the Griffin Knights would be awesome to get. The boat warehouse looks neat here by Arc Giant 7. We've seen stuff like this before with trains, but not quite with boats. So I think this would be nice. I've got a couple kind of coastal themed sets, like the bait shop, and there was a Fishmasters, I think, set as well. I forget what it's called now. This would tie in with that. So yeah, I like the colors on this one. Bob's Boat Warehouse. Nice looking set. Moving things along, some more space stuff. Wow, Pirates Last Stand. Yeah, Bricky Bricks 82. They've got a couple designs submitted. This one looks great, and it looks like they've actually built it in person as well. So that's fantastic. Yeah, you know, tons going on. Beautiful building techniques. I like the openness. I like the size. I like the colors. I like this skull build. You know, I've got a pirate display. This would tie in perfectly. So I love the shipwreck. Yeah, great job on this one. Pirates Last Stand. Good luck with that design as well. Some more space stuff. I think I've seen this one in the past. I've talked about that one. I'm sure it'll make my top 10. This one's neat. Training Grounds. Another castle set. Let's take a quick look by Brick Project. What caught my eye was the round shape here. Not something we see too often, but very realistic. A mix of castle figures, kind of their own faction almost as well. Yeah, this looks cool. And a unique concept, not something I've seen in the past myself. So it would be nice to get a set like that. And more space stuff. Tiny Buns by Pepe Frost. Little bakery. Yeah, very cool looking. I love the van, or the truck, the delivery truck. Tons of different baked goods. Neat little build to fit so many details. Very kind of European looking to me. I love the staircase. And this is something you could kind of throw in between buildings in your modular city. So great job on that one. Oh man, pizza slice, that's neat. Very neat carriage there, Journey to the Dark Side. And keeping things going, what's this? Road Trip Rest Stop. Something more modern. Yeah, I think this is great. Lots of cool stuff. This van, this amazing build technique on the sidecar there. The cactus looks great. Yeah, so AJ Red, something more modern. We don't see a lot of these sets get chosen, and I think, you know, to add to a Lego City, stuff like this is well welcomed. Okay, this one looks interesting. Festival Games MD Builds. Another Joust set. So I think it's clear people want tournament, people want castle tournaments. This one looks great too. Again, MD Builds, 3,925 parts. Lots of different minifigures, lots of different areas. It looks like it can be rearranged, reformed. You get a tree as well. Tough to pick which one's my favorite out of these, so we'll have to definitely do a bigger dive into that one as well. Sherwood Theater, Lifeguard Tower, that one looks neat. Some more jungle stuff. Wild West train station, El Lucky. You know, they've had a couple sets chosen in the past. This one looks really cool and definitely would be a welcome addition into our collection. Beautiful train station. You get some of the train tracks, and I just love this crane here for hauling stuff. I can kind of picture and almost hear the train pulling into the station, screeching in, people waiting. Just fantastic build overall. Beautiful design and details on the inside as well. 3,000 parts. Yeah, slam dunk again by El Lucky. That's beautiful. Valley Castello. Okay, interesting color scheme here. This is by Hallowed Brick. Griffin Knights, White Horse Knights. It looks like a Griffin Knights castle itself. Neat colors, neat building technique. Yeah, another great castle. I mean, I think the message from fans is clear. We want castle, so that's, you know, we're getting it through the Bricklink Designer Program. I do hope we get a wave of castle at some point as well. Jousting Backstage, another joust set. So again, probably have to dive into that one in detail. let's take a look at the Odyssey Prime Space Cruiser. Again, JJT 1982. This looks cool. Very smooth, very refined. I like the colors, the black, the orange, the red. That's neat looking. Yeah, I mean, great job on this one. Kind of a neat theme. 2,000 parts, not too crazy. Would be very, very welcome. Oh man, another orc one. I feel like one of the orc ones will have to get a deeper look at least. This is cool. One of my first Lego sets was actually the Imperial Armada, so neat to see kind of a modernized mini version of that. This is another neat one too, like the truck on that one. Yeah, this is great stuff. Sunset Western Village, a little bit different of a Western theme, but still looks great. I kind of like these Adobe style houses, the terrain. Great build, 3,290 parts by Design Nectar. A different take on Western that I think would look great as well. And moving along here, a little Kraken Tower, that's neat. 2 pages to go. Let's see, what else do we have? More space stuff. This one, Steamship Harbor by Lord Akil. Kind of adventures meets Lego City meets 1920s. Love the vibe of this one. Love the builds, the ship. Yeah, I think this is another example of what could be a great play set as well, but a beautiful display set too. So great job on that one. Adventures making a comeback. I love it. I love to see it. This one's neat, kind of Bridgewater Keep. This is by Wananas 33. Kind of a Kraken Knight town, if you will. A little bit of a bridge, outpost tower, and a building. Tons of hidden areas in here as well. So you can see they've got some play features too, and lots of Kraken Knights. So yeah, I mean, Kraken Knights are very popular. So hopefully one of the sets does get chosen. Bringing back the Rock Raiders, that's neat to see. A medieval encampment, that one's looking pretty good. Western exploration, oh man, tons and tons of great sets. This is, honestly, they may have to reconsider the 5 and up the limit, because I don't know if 5 is enough. Fort Huck by Brick Hucker. Here's one that I saw. I think they teased it on YouTube or Instagram. And I love the combo of kind of Fort Legorito and that Adobe style Western. Something a bit different. And you can see they've got play features, the dynamite blowing things up. Yeah, that's neat. Interesting wall technique. And I love the colors overall between the different tans and the oranges and the white. No, this is fantastic. Honestly, I don't think anyone would go wrong with having this set in their collection. So great job by Brick Hucker on that one. Probably we'll have to give it a deeper look in our top 10. Here's one that's neat, the Winter Adventure by Jack Bricklover, a ski lift. It would be very cool to kind of build an actual ski lift, kind of how people have trains, to have a full ski lift thing. I like that they've kept in line with kind of Lego's themed rescue branding. Yeah, this is neat. Haven't really seen anything like this myself in the past. So, and I know I'm from an area where skiing is popular, so that's a neat set to see. Northern Watch Forest, interesting colors on that one. The Emerald Abyss, Mocker Mommy, we've talked about that one in a previous wave. I do hope it gets another chance here. And the last page, what do we have? Monster Town, Mocker Mommy again. What did I say? They've mastered it. Look at this. This is kind of medieval, Fright Nights, Harry Potter-ish, all-in-one, Gothic style. Beautiful build, interesting colors. It'd be really fun to take photos with this set in different shots. I can already picture them just with all the details that are available. some spooky scenes. So yeah, another top-notch build by Mocker Mommy. And getting near the end here, what do we have? The Volcano Hideout. This is kind of piratey, adventuresy. Yeah, this is piratey. Like a tall volcano with a ship build here. I like that they're using these purple torsos to kind of make their own pirate faction. Almost cartoony in a way. I like that. Looks really fun. So this one by Wonder Brick. Great job. Look at tons of little play features. Yeah, just a fun looking set, honestly. Very cool to see. And I like the colors. It's kind of vibrant in a way. And yeah, near the end we've got, you know, more pirate stuff, more castle stuff. Definitely pirate and castle stick out with some modern stuff, like the Amazing Circus. We haven't really gotten sets like that, and a touch of adventure stuff. So, you know, in general, I would say there's a ton of great sets here. Like I said, I'm gonna have to do a lot of detailed looking tonight and over the next week or so to try and narrow down my picks to 10 potential candidates. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to 5. I don't know how someone's going to be able to choose that. Like, look at the size of this set by Xeric. Chasm, Volcanic Dwarven Citadel. Huge set, kind of hidden, opens up. Yeah, I mean, and the Griffin Knights with their Griffin. So, no, really excited for this wave. So again, the crowd support is on now. Make sure you highlight which sets you guys like. Let us know in the comments kind of which ones stuck out. And like I said, stay tuned for that video where we look at the top 10 coming soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully I didn't go on too long. And as always, we'll see you next time.